You know that feeling, right? Stepping into a sauna, the warmth, the immediate sense of relaxation. It's
Hmm.
definitely the go-to for many of us to just unwind, sweat out the stress.
Yeah, absolutely.
But what if there's more? What if that heat is actually triggering a whole bunch of other health benefits, stuff most people don't even think about?
Well, that's what's so fascinating because, sauna bathing isn't some new fad. It's ancient. You see it across cultures going back centuries.
Right.
But what is new, or newer anyway, is the science really starting to catch up and show us just how deep these effects might go.
Exactly. And that's what we want to dive into today, some of those less discussed advantages. We're using a video from the Mindful Wellness Habits YouTube channel as our guide here.
The one called The Benefits of Sauna Therapy that nobody talks about.
That's the one. So our goal is really to explore these maybe hidden benefits and figure out why this old practice is suddenly getting so much attention beyond just relaxation. We want to give you some insights you might actually use.
And maybe just quickly before we jump in, it's worth remembering there isn't just one type of sauna, right?
Good point.
You've got your traditional ones, often wood, hot rocks, steam,
Hmm.
that intense, humid heat, great for that classic detox feeling, muscle relaxation.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have infrared saunas. They use infrared light to heat your body more directly, kind of from the inside out. Some people find them gentler, maybe better for joint pain.
Right, so different tools for potentially different jobs.
Yeah,
And the source mentioned playing around with temperature, how long you stay in, finding what works for you.
definitely. Personalization is key.
Okay, so let's peel back those layers. Where should we start? Maybe with something pretty universal, mental and emotional well-being.
Yeah, I think that's a great place to start because the source video really emphasizes this. It talks about a pretty profound impact sauna therapy can have on, our mental state.
Okay.
We're talking potential easing of anxiety, maybe lifting symptoms of depression,
Hmm.
just promoting a better mood, more calm overall.
How does that work, though? I mean, how can just sitting in a hot room affect your mind so much?
Well, one idea the source touches on is muscle tension. Heat helps muscles relax, right?
Yeah.
And physical tension is often really tied up with mental stress and anxiety.
Mm.
Think about like a tight jaw or hunched shoulders when you're stressed.
Yeah, I definitely feel stress physically, shoulders, neck.
Exactly. So releasing that physical tension can send a signal back to the brain, helping to calm the mind. But it's not just physical.
Okay.
There's also the biochemistry. Heat exposure seems to trigger the release of endorphins.
Ah, the feel-good chemicals.
Precisely. Those natural mood elevators and pain relievers.
So that surge is likely a big part of why people report feeling better, less anxious, maybe less down after a sauna session.
Okay, so it's both physical relaxation and a chemical shift. That
Okay.
makes sense. Now, another area the video highlighted was skin health and detoxification. We know we sweat, obviously, but
Right.
is there more to it? Yeah, the source really stresses sweating as a key detox pathway. When you heat up and sweat a lot, your body's actively pushing out certain toxins and metabolic
Right.
waste. Plus, the heat boosts blood circulation. More blood flow to the skin means more oxygen, more nutrients, which could improve its health and maybe even how it looks.
So it's helping the body's natural cleaning process. Interesting. Okay, moving on. Cardiovascular health. That one honestly surprised me a bit in the context of saunas.
Yeah, it's maybe less intuitive, but there's some really intriguing research emerging. The video mentions potential benefits like helping to lower blood pressure over time, improving circulation.
Lower blood pressure.
Potentially, with regular use. Some studies look at markers related to heart disease risk and see positive changes.
Wow. So for people maybe concerned about heart health or stroke risk,
Yeah,
this could be, well, obviously not a replacement for medical care.
absolutely not. Always talk to your doctor.
Right. But maybe a helpful addition to a healthy lifestyle.
It seems plausible, yeah. And sticking with keeping the body strong, the video also gets into the immune system.
Oh, yeah. How might sauna use affect immunity? Especially thinking about, cold and flu season.
Well, the thinking is when your body temperature rises temporarily in the sauna, it kind of mimics a fever,
Okay. Like a mini fever.
sort of. And that mild heat stress might stimulate your immune system, maybe increasing the production or activity of white blood cells, the cells that fight off infections.
Huh. So it's like giving your immune system a little workout.
That's one way to think about it, yeah. Another related point the source brings up is inflammation.
Right. Inflammation seems to be linked to so many chronic health issues these days.
It really does. And the idea here is that the heat stress from the sauna might trigger responses in the body that help regulate or lower chronic inflammation. Things like heat shock proteins are sometimes mentioned, which can have anti-inflammatory effects.
Okay, interesting. Now, shifting gears a little, the video also mentioned something I really didn't expect. Cognitive function. Better brain health.
Yeah, that one makes you pause, doesn't it? How could heat help your brain?
Exactly.
The main theory revolves around that increased blood flow we mentioned earlier. More blood getting to the brain means more oxygen, more nutrients for those brain cells.
Okay.
And the video suggests this might support better cognitive function and potentially reduce the risk of things like dementia or age-related cognitive decline down the line.
That's actually pretty significant if the research continues to bear that out.
It is. It really highlights that mind-body connection.
Hmm.
Now, this next point from the source is, well, it's quite remarkable. They talk about studies linking regular sauna use to potentially living longer.
Wait, hang on. Increased lifespan? Really? That sounds like a huge claim.
It does, I know.
Yeah.
But the Mindful Wellness Habits video points to findings from some long-term observational studies suggesting just the reduced risk of death from all causes for regular sauna users.
Wow. How would that even work?
Well, think about everything we've just discussed. If sauna use helps reduce stress, improves cardiovascular health, maybe boosts the immune system, lowers inflammation,
Ah, okay. So it's the combination of all those positive effects adding up over time.
that seems to be the thinking, yes. It's potentially improving overall resilience and health across multiple systems, which could contribute to longevity.
So it's not just about feeling better today, but potentially stacking the odds for a longer, healthier life.
Yeah.
That's powerful. Now, the video also went somewhere a bit more subtle, talking about relationships and even a sense of purpose.
Yeah, this is moving beyond the direct physical stuff. The idea is if you're less stressed, less anxious, maybe you're naturally more patient, kinder, more present with people.
That makes total sense. If you're not carrying around all that tension, you probably have more capacity for connection.
Exactly. And the source also suggests that less mental clutter, less anxiety, might allow you to connect more deeply with what's truly important to you, your values, your goals, fostering a stronger sense of meaning or purpose.
Like clearing out the noise lets you hear your own inner compass better.
That's a good way to put it. So it's this potential ripple effect. Feeling better physically and mentally might improve how you relate to others and how you relate to your own life path.
Okay, this is all incredibly compelling. But let's get practical. For someone listening now thinking, okay, I'm curious, what are the first steps? How do you actually start doing this?
The source offers some good, straightforward advice. Probably the easiest starting point for many is checking out local gyms or wellness centers. Lots of them have saunas.
Right, sometimes it's included in membership, or maybe you can pay for a drop-in visit.
Exactly. And the video also mentions public saunas. Depending on where you live, that can be an option. Sometimes even a nice community seat.
A social aspect, too.
Potentially, yeah. But the main thing really is to experiment. If you have access to different types, try them. See how different temperatures feel, how long feels good for you. Listen to your body.
Don't just copy what someone else is doing.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Make it your own experience.
Okay, so wrapping things up a bit, we've really gone beyond just saunas feel nice. We've touched on potential boosts for heart health, serious help with stress and anxiety, maybe even a longer life, plus benefits for your mind, your skin, your immune system, inflammation levels, maybe even cognitive function. It's quite a list.
It really is. It underscores how interconnected everything is and how something seemingly simple like heat exposure can have these wide-ranging effects.
So for you listening, maybe the question is, has this changed how you think about sauna therapy at all? When you consider your own health goals, does this sound like something that might fit in, something worth exploring?
It's definitely food for thought, isn't it? How this ancient practice might offer some very relevant benefits for our modern lives.
It really seems that way. Something as basic as sitting in a warm room could actually be a surprisingly powerful way to take a bit more control over your health and happiness, maybe transforming things in ways you wouldn't expect.